Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you all, my dear sisters? I hope that you are all doing well. Today, inshallah, we are going to continue our lessons regarding the most common mistakes in the Arabic letters. We are going to study today Kaf, Jeen, Sheen, and Ya. So let's share the screen with you right away so we will not waste time. Okay. Well, my dear sisters, regarding first I need this pen. Yeah. Yeah. Regarding letter Kaf, as usual, we are going to read from the book of Dr. Ayman Swaid, may Allah bless him, and I'm going to explain later. The most common mistakes which occur with when pronouncing the Kaf. Number one, exaggeration in its hamd whispering when it has a haraka, when it has a short vowel. My dear sister, number one and number two, they are the opposite of each other. Number one, it's exaggeration in its whispering when it has a short vowel. And number two, it's neglecting its whispering characteristic, especially when it is sakina. It is sakin. So, as we know, letter kaf is, you remember the characteristics, yes? Yeah. One of the most important characteristics is one of the shadid letter, the strong letter, due to the complete closure of the articulation point. And we said that the articulation point is going to be closed and then opened, and we allow flow of breath to pass through. And that's what we call the hamd or the whispering. So first it's shadid, first it's strong, second it has the hamd or it's whispered letter. So close the articulation point and then open it nicely, quietly, and allow the flow of breath to pass through. Okay? And this is how we are going to have hamd or whispering. Hamd or whispering, we have it in the body of calf and ta, by the way. But when it's sakin, when the calf is sakina, it's going to be very well observed. But when calf is having any short vowel, any haraka, fatha, dhamma, kasra, we will have hem. We will have whispering, but it will not be that clear. So kindly do not exaggerate with the hamd when you pronounce calf with any short vowel. Like here, that if I want to pronounce this word Quran properly, I would like to have another color because this one is so weak. If I want to pronounce this word properly, it's going to be فكانوا فكا. Okay, wrongly فكانوا no. Do not exaggerate because this is not second. It has a short vowel. فكانوا here correctly كورت كورت wrongly كورت no a lot of flow of breath with short vowel. No, do not exaggerate kindly. كورت. Okay, the opposite, totally the opposite, my dear sisters, will happen also. How? Neglecting its whispering characteristic, especially when it's second. When it's second, whispering or hums must be clarified 100%. Because I'm going to close I have the time, it's second. So I will close the articulation point and then open it gently and allow the flow of breath. Like ذكرك, like here, this word, my dear sisters. ذكرك, ذكرك. Wrongly, you're going to say ذكرك, ذكرك. You apply the shidda, the strong or the strength in the letter, and you didn't apply the hams or the whispering. ذكرك, ذكرك. You close the articulation point and then you open it and you didn't apply the hams or the whispering. No. ذك, 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 and only flow of breath. Okay? يكتبون صدرك وزرك وزرك. Okay? Wrongly, yaktubun. No, not yak. Where is the hams? Where is the whispering? Do not neglect. One and two are the opposite of each other. Okay, my dear sister? Very well. Let's clear the board. Number 3, pronouncing it similar to the qaf. Pronouncing it similar to the qaf. And this is unfortunately could be happen more common. Why? Because if you remember, my dear sisters, qaf and kaf, they are pronounced from the same part of the tongue. It is the farther most part of the tongue or the back of the tongue. The difference is in the upper area. Qaf, it is the farthermost part of the tongue with the soft palate. While kaf, it is also the farthermost part of the tongue, but with the area in between, hard and soft palate. So if you move the articulation point of kaf a little bit backward, so you are moving to the articulation point of qaf. So you will have a hint of qaf, or the sound will be similar to the qaf, and this is not correct. Here, I'm going to pronounce it properly. وتركوك قائما وتركوك كوكا. Wrongly, وتركوك. What's this? It's qaf or kaf. Pay attention to the articulation point. Here. وإذا السماء كشطت. Sorry. وإذا السماء كشطت. Cool. Cool. Do not say cool. It's cushy. Cushiطت. Cushiطت. Not cushiطت. It's cat, not cock. Do not move the articulation point backward, because by this way, you are almost there from where we pronounce the cock. Okay? Very well. This is the most common mistake regarding cat. We are going to move to Jim, to the middle part of the tongue. As we say, we are moving according to the articulation point from the farthest to the nearest regarding the lips. Okay? Or in relation to the lips. Now we reach the middle part of the tongue. Okay, let's remember together. Middle part of the tongue, from the middle part of the tongue with the middle of the upper palate, we pronounce 3 letters. They are Jim, Sheen, and Ya. Yes, they are Jim, Sheen, and the Ya. Yep, very good. So let's start with the G. Okay. Number 1, regarding the most common mistakes when we pronounce the G. Number 1, pronouncing it softly. Okay. What's the meaning of pronouncing it softly? It means that you are going to turn the G from shadid letter, from strong letter, you are going to change it into a loose letter or rough letter or soft letter. In another word, you are going to give time to the Jim. Jim, it's a letter of shidda, a letter of strength. Remember, it's a strong, shadid letter. And we said, Jim, when we pronounce the Jim, articulation point is closed. Like any letter of Qutb Jad. And open it with qalqala. So first shidda and then qalqala. When you pronounce it softly, you are not going to close the articulation point. This is the point. This is the point. This is the mistake you're going to commit, to turn its sound from strong to loose, from shadid to rah. Like, I'm going to pronounce the words properly. Ja'alu, ja'alu. First, I'm going to pronounce the G from its articulation point. I will close it. And then I am going to pronounce the fatha from its articulation point. Ja, ja'alu. Wrongly, ja. Ja? No. Ja, I didn't close the articulation point. I didn't close the articulation point. The middle part of the tongue was the middle of the upper palate. Close it. Close it. Aj. Ja. Ja. I'm going to close the articulation point to pronounce the G. And then open it and pronounce the fatha. which is going to be light. So open the mouth vertically and the tongue must be in the rest position. Ja. Okay? Close the articulation point. Otherwise, you will turn it into soft, into rough. This is not correct. Here, وجن ja. Wrongly, وجا. وجن ja. You didn't close the articulation point. Number 2, mixing its sound with that of dal. Okay. Why with dal, my dear sister? Usually the mistakes happen with the letters which have their articulation point are nearby or the same articulation point. Dal, the articulation point of dal is nearby the articulation point of jim. Jim, it is the middle part of the tongue. Dal, it is the end of the tip of the tongue. So near. So if you move the articulation point a little bit forward from the middle part of the tongue to the tip, you will have a hand of that. Like here, I'm going to pronounce it properly. يج يجمعون يج. Wrongly, يجمعون يد. No, here I use the tip of the tongue. Jim, it's only the middle part. The tongue will be like this. Only the middle part of the tongue. If I'm going to give it a hand of dal, I'm going to move the middle and the tip. Do not do this kind. Okay? Fine. Number 3, mixing its sound with that of sheen. As I told you, common mistakes will be with the mixing the sound with letters which are sharing the same articulation point or nearby. Nearby is the dal. With sharing the same articulation point, it will mix the jim with sheen or ya. Sheen or ya, which is number 4, changing it into ya. So sheen or ya, because sheen and ya are sharing jim the same articulation point. Jim, sheen, and ya, middle part of the tongue with the middle of the upper palate. So how this will happen if you change the characteristics of jim, because here they are sharing the same articulation point. So if you do not close the articulation point of jim and leave it open, it could be mixed with sheen, because sheen is in the same area, middle part with the middle part of the tongue, with the middle of the upper palate. But with jim, I close it because it's shadid. But with sheen and ya, I leave it open because sheen and ya are rough letters, are loose letters, are soft letters, rough. There is slew of sound because the articulation point is closed. So if you leave the articulation point open when you pronounce the jim, you can change it into sheen, into ya, and by this way, jim, it will be soft, rough letter, and this is not correct. Like here, mixing its sound with that of sheen, like here. I'm going to pronounce properly. المجاهدين wrongly المشاهدين. By the way, this is totally different word in Arabic. No. Here that in 3 and 4, you're going to change the characteristics. In 2, you are going to move the articulation point a little bit forward. Yeah, changing it into yeah. Al-masjid, this is properly. Al-masjid, wrongly. Al-masjid, yid? No, it's jim, not yeah. Take care. And this is very common in some Arabic countries. Number 5, pronouncing it like the letter ga, as in. Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce jim, I'm going to say ga. Like this word, if I'm going to pronounce properly, it's going to be al-hajj. And this is the great qalqala. Okay, because we are going to stop here. Al-hajj. Al-hajj. Wrongly, Al-Hajj. No, there is no ga in the Quran. It's G. Al-Hajj. Not ga, not Al-Hajj. Okay? Okay. Let's go to letter Sheen. The most common mistakes. Well, letter Sheen. Number one, weaking. I need to move this a little bit like that. Okay. Number one, weaking its sound due to the weakness of pressing on its articulation point, as in. My dear sister, we said that the sheen, the articulation point of sheen, it's the middle part of the tongue with the middle of the upper palate. And we said that the articulation point is going to be opened. That's why there is a flow of sound and also flow of breath because it's whispered letter. Yeah. If I do not master this articulation point well, the sheen will lose some of its characteristics. I will turn into shadid, strong, or not whispered, like here. I'm going to pronounce this word properly. اشتروا اشتروا wrongly. اشتروا اشتروا. No, اشتروا. You turn it into strong, but give it its time, flow of sound and a flow of breath. اشتروا اشتروا sorry. اشتروا, not اشتروا. اشتروا, no, it's rah and whispered. So ish, not ish. Okay. Number two, keeping its sound confined with the mouth due to not parting a little bit between the jaws, so the sound cannot get out. When I pronounce the gene, it's yeah, normally the jaws will be a little bit parted. Yeah, it will be a very light distance. They are not going to be close. I'm not going to say ash. I'm going to open my lips so you can see. I'm not going to say ash, closing the lips and the teeth are touching. No, there is a tiny distance. Okay, we must part in between upper and lower jaws. Okay, if you don't do this, the sound will be confined. The sound will be confined within the mouth. And this is not ish, you know, ish, ish, daro, no ish. This is not the correct. Ish, daro, even if I give it barakhawa, the softness, even if I give it the ham, the whispering, even if I do this, but it's wrong, which means regarding number two, my dear sister, pay attention, kind. If I pronounce the sheen from its articulation point properly, and I applied all the characteristics properly, it will also the sound of sheen will be produced not nice. It will be confined because it's already confined within the mouth due to not parting the two jaws. Ish, اشتروا اشتروا huh? Not ishtar no do not. By the way, I did meet some sisters who are doing this, and some of them are Arab, not only non-Arab. So do not press the two jaws against each other part, and يعني, it's and the ones who are committing this mistake, I think they are, according to what I saw, they are talking like this. Yani all the letters they are producing by this way. So we have to deal with this point. Practicing makes perfect. Just train. And by the way, mashallah, if you pronounce the Arabic letters properly and with the articulation point correctly, this will correct your pronunciation in your lifetime. Yani a lot and of ones who are suffering from pronouncing certain Arabic letters, they are Arabs. Mashallah, they have been healed by reciting the Quran properly. Mashallah, wallahi, because they study the articulation point. So they know how to pronounce the letter. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Number three, bringing its articulation point a little forward from the middle of the tongue so that a sound starts with the sound of the letter C. So that a sound starts with the sound of the letter C or mixed with the letter C. Sin, if you remember, my dear sisters, salt, sin, and they are end of the tip of the tongue, from the end of the tip of the tongue with the bottom of the lower central incisors. Yeah. As so if I'm going to move the articulation point from the middle part of the tongue, which is the articulation point of the sheet, to the tip of the tongue or the end of the tip of the tongue, or I'm going to move to use the two part, the middle part of the tongue or the end of the tip of the tongue or the tip of the tongue, it will have a hint of C. من الشيطان من الشا. This is properly. من and the first one is second, so I give it all the characteristics. من الشيطان. Not properly. من السا. من السا. من الشيطان. Here, I use the middle part of the tongue and the tip. Pay attention, my dear sisters. Number four, making it heavy. Making it heavy when it occurs beside a heavy letter. And this is a very common mistake in our recitation. If any light letter precedes a heavy letter, the heaviness of the heavy letter affects or defect because it's in a bad way for light letter. And this always we say, take care of this by separating the letters in pronunciation. I'm not saying cut off the sound. When you recite the Quran, we recite letter by letter. I read the first letter with its short vowel, and then I begin to start the pronunciation of the following letter. I'm not thinking about the following letter while I'm still in the first letter. Yeah, for example, here, shatoto, shatoto. This is the correct. I pronounce the shin with fatha. I'm not thinking about the ta when I'm pronouncing the shin. Otherwise, inattentionally, you will turn the shin with fatha into a heavy. You're going to say sha, not sha. Shatoto? No, it's sha. It's light, muraqqaq. The sound does not ascend to the roof of the mouth. Okay? It descends to be outside of the mouth. Sha, not sha. So pronounce the shin with fatha. Do not think about the ta until you finish this. Sha, and then I think about the ta. Sha, ta, ta, sha. Sha, ta, ta, not sha, sha, ta, ta. Even it's heavy, Allah, it's heavy. SubhanAllah. Okay, this is regarding the sheep. Let's move to the following letter, which is going to be the yeah. Well, as you know that we are following the school of thought of Ibn al-Jazari, which and he said that the articulation point of the natural madya and the and inya and of course the kasra accordingly, it's the middle part of the tongue with the middle of the upper palate, yeah? And he added with the natural madya, the jaw, the oral cavity. So they are all sharing the same articulation point, but we add with the natural madya, the jaw, or the oral cavity. So if I ask you, what is the articulation point of the natural madya? You are going to say the oral cavity plus middle part of the tongue with the middle of the upper palate, okay? This is just I need to remind you. Yes, the book of Dr. Ayman Swaid here said the mistakes which occur when pronouncing the non-lengthening yeah, but when he explained the book, he explained this. So this is what we are following. Okay, number one regarding the yeah, which is ya maddiya or ya lin, natural madya or soft ya or kasra. or ya with any short vowel. Take care. They are all the same. Number one, exaggeration in pressing on the middle of the tongue when pronouncing it, especially when it has a shadda. Exaggeration in pressing on the middle part of the tongue. My dear sister, we said that the ya, in any case, it is the middle part of the tongue with the middle of the upper palate. And we said that there is a space in between the upper palate and the middle part of the tongue. From this distance, we allow flow of sound. It's rough letter, loose letter, soft letter, okay? And there is no flow of breath. Take care, okay? So we allow flow of sound to pass through this distance. So it's rough letter, it's soft, it's loose. If you are going to press here, you are going to change it into shadid letter. You are going to change the ya from a soft, loose, rough into shadid, strong letter. This is not correct. This happened especially when it has shadda. Like, I'm going to start with iyaka because everyone know it in al-Fatiha. Here. Properly how we say it. Iyaka, iyaka. Yes, there is nab, but there is rakhawa in the first ya, which is sakina. Because this ya mushaddada, it's two ya. The first one is having sukun, the second is having fatha. Yeah, the first one having sukun, the second one having fatha. So give the first one, which has sukun, it's rakhawa. It's loose letter. So do not iyaka. This is correct. Iyaka. Do not say iyaka. No. This you turn the ya, which is soft, rahwa letter, into shadid letter. No. This will happen if you compress the articulation point more. Yeah, this will happen with the jim, yes, ad, but with the ya, no, it's soft. It's soft, it's rough, it's loose. Okay? Number two, mixing its sound with the hand of a gunna. This is always when we have our recitation sessions, always we say, take care, my dear sister. When you pronounce the natural mad alif, like here in this word ad-dunya, natural mad alif or fatha after natural mad, after a light letter, or fatha with a light letter, because both cases the tongue must be in the rest position. And we say always lower your tongue to be in the rest position. Otherwise, you are going to pronounce this letter either heavy or have gunna or imala. Here and we said give extra attention with the mim and noon, because the natural mad will have gunna, and with other letters you will have imala and gunna. So number two, mixing is sound with the hand of a gunna. How this will happen? It will happen if you do not put the tongue in its position when you pronounce the fatha of the ya and the natural mad. In both, the tongue must be in the complete relaxation, in the rest position. In the rest position, and open the mouth vertically. No smiling position. No smiling position. So properly, ad-dunya. When I pronounce the fatha and the natural mad alif, the tongue in the rest position and open vertically. Ad-dunya, yeah. Ad-dunya, yeah. What I made? I didn't put the tongue in the rest position. Yes, I opened vertically, but the tongue was not in the rest position. Ad-dunya. No, there is gunna. Tongue must be in the rest position. Lower your tongue. Lower it to be in the rest position. Drag it down. Ad-dunya. Because here I'm going to pronounce the ya from the middle part of the tongue. It's higher. And then pronounce the fatha and the natural mad alif, which are going to be light. So I've had to lower the tongue to be in this position. From the middle part of the tongue to pronounce the ya, I have to lower it to be in the rest position to pronounce the light fatha and the light alif. Ad-dunya, yeah. This is, I'm saying in slow motion to note. Yeah. Middle part and then lower. If I keep the tongue, the middle part higher, and pronounce the fatha and the alif, you will have gunna. I will say it now wrongly. الدنيا. يا 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 غنى here. يا no, it's الدنيا. يا this is correctly. يا it's wrong. Okay. Well, this is all for today. I hope was not difficult. It's easy. Just kindly concentrate and study well. Inshallah, practice makes perfect. سبحانك الله وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سلام الله عليكم ورحمته وبركاته في أمان الله.